This is the most dangerous part of every single veteran career. And in this video, I'm going to be explaining exactly how to prevent it for you. So if you're in the process of transitioning out of the military, this video is very important for you to watch all the way to the end so that you can use these frameworks that I have used, that I have coached and mentored other veterans like yourself to use, so that they don't end up becoming stats and they actually can build a life that they want, truly retire, explore the world, and live a life worth living. Because they've already done the hardest thing that a lot of Americans have failed to do, which is serve their country and make that sacrifice. And now it's time for you to stop making sacrifices and actually start living. If you don't know who I am, my name is Ruben Gamo. I am the CEO of VA Cleans Made Easy, 100% PNT, and I make these videos to help veterans like myself, like yourself, based off my experience and insights that I've gathered over the years of serving and now being a civilian. And my goal is to ensure that you don't have to make the same mistakes thousands of veterans are making, or the same mistakes that I have made. With that being said, let's get into it. Believe it or not, the most dangerous part of your military journey is not the firefights, it's not the deployments, it's not even the loss of your friends. The most dangerous moment in your veteran life is what happens after the uniform comes off. You step into the civilian world, no order, no mission, no structures, and that's where the spiral begins. Veterans fall into a rut because everything changes at once. But here's the truth. If you take full ownership of your life, you can rewrite your story. This video is your framework for you to do just that. If you're stuck right now, if you're tired, wondering what the next step is, feeling overwhelmed, listen closely. I've been there, and I'm going to give you the exact framework that I used to get me out of it and to be able to live the life you guys see now of me traveling and then spending my experience to you guys. Let me tell you a story. When I got out the military, at first I was excited. I could not wait. I was tired. I had been in my whole adult life, and I just couldn't imagine the thought of not having to show up to formation in the morning anymore, not having to say Roger, not having to lead soldiers. But what I didn't think about is all that structure had now become my norm. I didn't think about what life feels like without the structure, without the organization that the military had now built into me and built into my life. I felt like I was free falling, no formation, no briefing, just me and the silence. And the worst part, I was surrounded by people who now did not understand what I had been through, my experiences. They didn't even get the joke that I would make. Like, in the military, we have like dark humor, and every time I would crack jokes with my civilian friends, they would all look at me like, yo, that's kind of sick, that's messed up. So I felt out of place again. I felt lost. I felt stuck in purgatory where I'm not a soldier anymore, and I'm definitely not a civilian. And what's next? The silence was loud, and I felt useless. I made a crucial mistake. I started to isolate. I started to ignore my mental health, and I almost gave up, but I didn't. I started rebuilding brick by brick. Even before the military, I had already lived through insane amount of trauma through the civil wars that I fled from in Liberia. I've walked for days, no food, and I survived. I didn't come this far to just give up. So I kept going. And I learned something. The world might stop giving you orders, but that doesn't mean you have to stop giving yourself a mission. You can have a battle plan. You can become the commander of your own life, but you have to wake up to the reality of what it is. No one's coming to save you, and that's the most powerful truth you ever have to hear and tell yourself. And I'm here to tell you that today so you can start the process of waking up and transforming your life into what you want it to be. Here's the truth. Nearly 20 veterans take their own life every single day. That number has increased. Over 40,000 veterans are homeless. Almost half of post 9/11 veterans struggle to adjust, and 1 in 3 feel isolated. These are all hard data. Like, no one gets it. This isn't just a transitional period. It's actual trauma. The identity collapse. You're not just changing your job, you're losing a piece of yourself. And unless you are intentionally building something new to stand on, you're adrift and you're spiral. But if you treat the civilian world like a new deployment, or even better, like a new endeavor in which it is, in which you are transitioning to a new chapter of your life, you can learn to traverse the new terrain and the rules to actually allow you to dominate. Let me give you some of the frameworks that I've used in the process of my transition and rebuilding my life as a civilian that has helped me, and it will help you if you implement it. Step 1, rebuild structure. When I first got out, initially, that first month, I absolutely did nothing. I had no drive, no will to wake up. I would just lay in bed, and I thought that was just me decompressing from the time I had spent in the military, where I just wanted to relax. But I slowly realized that that was me going deeper and deeper into the hole. So you have to rebuild structure. You have to use that discipline that has already been instilled into you to pick yourself back up and understand that you have to keep moving. You have to keep going. No one's going to call you when you're late to formation anymore. You have to call upon yourself, and you have to hold yourself accountable. So rebuild that structure. Discipline didn't end with the uniform. It starts now. Wake up with purpose. Don't wait to feel motivated. Do what you said you would do. All the plans that you made, start taking actions today towards those plans, so that you're not just speaking your words and have nothing backing into it. Start to implement time blocks like your life depends on it, because it actually does. If you start going into this rut and you don't make a conscious decision to actually time block and control your time, you'll soon realize that the days just start blending into one, and next thing you know, you've wasted a whole year of doing nothing. So you need to start a morning routine, whether that's you getting up to go run. That's exactly what I did. I mirror my life in the military, except for my goals were now for my own purpose, and the systems and the processes that the military had taught me, I used to restructure my new goals. So I would have a morning routine, which would consist of me waking up early, going to run. Even now, with me living in Bali, I have a routine where I get up early and go straight to Summer Fight Club to train, hydrate, stretch, get sunlight, journal. Whatever your morning routine that fits you and your needs and your schedule, you need to set something up exactly. 2, your midday strategic task. Train your body and your mind and your business. You need to have something to wake up for and something to work towards. You have been trained to be on a goal. You are a soldier, you're mission oriented, and the moment you have no mission, you fall into that rut. Imagine a powerful machine, right? A powerful vehicle or plane or yacht or boat, whatever it is. If there is nothing staring at, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to crash into everything in its path, and it's going to be dangerous for everyone around. You are that machine. You need to have a goal for you to work towards, and that consists of you structuring your day every single day to ensure that you're working towards something. Step 2, redefine your mission. Purpose didn't disappear, it evolved. Ask yourself, what makes you angry? What breaks your heart? What keeps you up at night? Now, when you can answer this question, you can go and build a solution to those questions for other people. Look to serve. Put the needs of other people first before your own, and I promise you, you will find happiness, because that's what we were designed to do. Human beings were designed to serve, and if you are one of those few human beings that chose that selfless service act to serve the military in an event where you might have to sacrifice your life, that's a characteristic that few to many actually have. And what it means for you is you have to put yourself on a path that aligns with serving others, because that's a huge trait and a huge identifier in your life. So put a mission that serves others. For example, I'm doing that right now in my own personal life with me building and developing this app to help veterans like yourself go and get all the benefits that they deserve. Doing this gives me sense of purpose and makes me feel like I'm working towards a higher calling and not just for my own selfish needs. And that's where my fulfillment comes from. That's where my purpose and my drive and my motivation come from now. It's to serve veterans like yourself through creating these videos, launching the app, helping you guys get all your benefits. So everything I'm telling you in this video, I'm actively doing in my own life, and it's helping me thrive as an individual and as a civilian now. So what can you build to solve the problems that you have dealt with in your past? How can you become a solution to your younger self? So you need to answer that question. Maybe it's your story that someone else needs to hear of all the stuff that you've been through, that you've dealt with, that you've overcame. Maybe it's your pain that have become your product. Start small, volunteer, mentor, build something. That's how you find your new life mission. Step 3, find your tribe. Do not isolate yourself. You need to be in a community. How did I do this for myself is I built a community of individuals that love fitness as much as I do, and I would go and train with them and kept pushing ourselves in the body to be better and to grow. Now that I'm in Bali, Indonesia, I have a community around me with my business partner, his fiance, my girlfriend, and now I've redefined my identity as a fighter. So I'm part of the fight club here, and I'm training for my first fight. This is giving me a side quest mission to keep me moving, keep me going, and keep working towards an end goal. You have to keep working towards an end goal. Isolation is lethal for a warrior like yourself because the mind starts to go idle and it starts to play effects on you. And when you have your mind out of control, you absolutely lose the game. Surround yourself with winners, with warriors, with people who challenge you to excel and doesn't accept excuses for your weaknesses and your failures. You have veterans groups, you have coaching programs, you have online communities. There is no excuse. Even just one accountability partner can absolutely change your life and prevent you from going into this rut when you transition out of the military. Stop hanging around people who drain you mentally, physically, emotionally. You need to audit your environment and audit the people that you spend time with. Look at all of them and ask yourself, are these individuals helping me towards a higher purpose, towards my goals? And if the answer is no, or if you're unsure, that means the answer is no and it needs to be let go of. And I promise you, once you start auditing your environment, auditing your friends group, that give room for the individuals that will actually come and bring value into your life to come in and you guys can build together. Step 4, you need to take full, complete ownership. This is where most people loses. They wait, they blame, and they complain. But the moment you say it is all up to me, this is my life and I am in charge of it, that moment your comeback begins. Own your finances, own your mindset, own your physical health, own your spiritual health, and own your legacy. Nobody else will do it for you. You don't have a team leader no more. You don't have a squad leader. You don't have a platoon sergeant. You don't have a commander. You don't have any of these people to be calling and making sure you're actually doing what you need to do. You have to police up yourself. And when you build that community, you guys can police up each other. Step 5. Heal your mind. The mind is a muscle and it has to be trained. And all the things that you have done, some of you guys have been to war, some of you guys haven't, but still you've been in a stressful environment. PTSD comes in all different forms. You don't have to go to war for you to develop PTSD. It could be as simple as having to wake up every day at the same time, having an extreme amount of deadline for you guys that are paper pushers, having all these deadlines to get everything done, and it puts you in that constant state of reacting where your nervous system is constantly active. You have to do the work to actually heal your mind. You've been through hell. Now it's time for you to calm your internal battlefield. Talk to someone, journal daily, do a cold plunges or whatever, but you have to do something. For me, what I've done is I find that whenever I'm pursuing big goals, big dreams, it helps me alleviate the stress of all the trauma that I've been through. And also I meditate I pray. I've been getting closer to God. I've been trying to study and understand the spiritual aspect of my life as well as the mental aspect. Take time to explore these different avenues because it's going to make you a holistic person. It's going to add in-depth value into you so you can then pour that into the world. This isn't about you being weak, acknowledging the fact that you have mental traumas, you have spiritual blockage. It's not weakness, it's about mentness, and it's about building a strong, enduring mind to keep going. I've talked to many veterans over my years of me in this journey as a civilian. Some of them have been my soldiers, some of them have been friends of friends. I've seen the changes when implementing these steps into your life. It will absolutely help you transform. I've had a Marines that, of course, went from suicidal thoughts to starting a nonprofit and helping at-risk youth. We've had Navy veterans that went from living in his car to now running a six-figure content agency. We had Rangers that I'm currently mentoring and helping them build a brand as they are in the process of transitioning out of the military. So these frameworks are absolutely going to help you thrive as a civilian when you transition out of the military, but it's up to you for you to start implementing them and taking these actions, and the results will come. Look, there's nothing special about me. I've been through a lot of crazy things that most normal human beings would even fathom to think about. But in all those chapters of my life, the one thing that had kept me going is the fact that I know my purpose. I know I was put on here to impact the world. And that has always kept me going because I refuse to give up until my impact has been felt. So you need to do the same. As a soldier, as a survivor, the hardest war you'll ever fight is the one inside your mind. And that's when you are transitioning out of the military and you're going through all those massive changes all at once. Do not lose the battle, especially since you are on the verge of winning the war. The best part of your life, the best chapter of your life is when you go through the process, you serve, you get out, and you become free, and you become a civilian. And if you're watching some of these videos that I've dropped, you're gonna be learning all the tips and tricks so that you can actually retire and create a life of freedom. So this is the best chapter that you're gonna be going into. Do not let your mind play tricks on you and fool you to think that this is the end. It's just the beginning, my friend. I hope this video brought value to you. Share this video with someone that you know is gonna help in the long run. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.